Every once in a while, in the span of a teacher's career, they are gifted with a class of students who simply bring out the best in one another. The next speaker was part of a class that I affectionately refer to as the Dream Team. They demanded excellence of one another in the kindest and most encouraging of ways. As grade 9 students, they were natural leaders in the building, and it has been an honor watching them transform into even more amazing adults. Good thing I went to clean it. Danielle has recently completed her studies here at GPRC and has proven herself to be an accomplished writer, artist, and leader. Please welcome Danielle Ribar.
Oh wow. Hi. So I'm here to tell you my story, and it's she shouldn't have started crying. And it starts, I'm here because of Charlie. And a recent moment with her brought me to speak with you today. And it's an ideal example of the roles that relationships and connections can play in our lives, not just as students, but as individuals. Even though I now call her Charlie, she'll forever be in my heart, is Miss Craig. I recently met up with her for coffee, in a very furtive hour found in our busy lives, where we were talking so quickly, stumbling over my words, just trying to catch up. I'm just trying to fill in the blanks from when we had last bumped into each other. And so we're beginning and ending the conversation as if like no time has passed. And it's a changing dynamic, that's for sure, because I cringe to think that 10 years ago, 10 years earlier, she had known me as yet another awkward, distraught teen who had chopped off all her hair, started wearing boys' clothes, and studded bracelets because that was the cool thing. And then I was acting goofy in her junior high drama class. And then here I was with a very different adulting version of myself that sat across from her, sipping coffee and worrying about what the heck I would say in the speech. So even though we met up to go over a speech, it was more about catching up as people, and providing those little gems of connection that the other needed to take away from a loving 1-hour conversation. And that made me feel like this. This right here as humans is what we're all about, connection. So to some people I've known throughout my years of education, or to those who know me in passing, may know that I fought and continue to fight with depression and anxiety. But what some may be surprised to know is that I spent my junior high and high school years truly believing that I would not make it to live past 18 years. And here I am. So I would continuously strive to numb out my days and many of my emotions, and it's a habit that to this day I have to consciously work at not to fall back upon as I now strive to overcome PTSD. But like many of you, and the hardships you have faced, and the mental battles you have won, I'm able to stand before you because of the relationships, because of the connections that were built knowingly and unknowingly throughout my years. In my roles as a daughter, as a student, a friend, a partner, a librarian, and an artist. Often my educators had more faith in me than I ever did, and perhaps ever will. But without those treasured individuals who went above and beyond to understand and encourage me, I would have missed out on many opportunities. Because when I gave up on myself, they did not give up on me. I have had many days in my life where I felt that I was not going to make it to the next. Sometimes I didn't want to. But through it all, I had people to help me. They gave me strength when mine failed. And when I felt I couldn't do it anymore, when I felt alone, I knew I wasn't. Because deep down, there was so much proof and so much meaningful connections throughout my years of people helping me in just the smallest of ways that proved that feeling wrong. So a fellow junior high student stood beside me, and I stared out of the classroom, gloomy, confused, distraught, with newfound depression. And I don't even recall the exact supportive words that were said to me, but the feeling of being accepted and safe and comfortable stuck with me for years. And I drew upon that years later. And it meant that in those moments, some of those words cracked through my shell, and it meant life for me. It meant not letting unhealthy coping habits get the better of me. It meant using that moment and its feelings as a strength to draw on for years. This person happens to be in my life today. That connection strived on. And they probably will never understand how important that moment in junior high was for me, as I eventually changed to view them as a peer, a friend, and a mentor. Someone who I could freely share heartfelt conversations, dreams, and desires without feeling judged, but accepted for who I am. Sometimes we tend to believe more in each other than ourselves, right? That's usually how it goes, which is another reason why nurturing these connections can be so powerful in our lives, whether we realize it or not. So I want to thank you all, because you being here is providing me strength and reminding me how honored I am to have made it here. My parents continue to be a huge support, and I am blessed to have been raised in a loving environment. But even with their support, a lot of the times, I did not want to listen to them. So teachers step up to this challenge of being sort of like surrogate parents for a large chunk of the year and hope that maybe we will listen or retain what they have to teach us. We do. Probably more than people ever realize, but probably not the content you would expect. We often end up seeing our teachers more often than our own family, and that concept really hit home for me a few years ago when a teacher made a passing joke about how he spent more hours with us than his wife and his family. And so it made me stop, and I realized, well, no, this is so much more than just a job. Like, my educators have been there for me on a personal level because I knew at any time that I needed them, they would be there to help me, no matter what it was, no matter what I needed help with. Not only do you spend the time marking and researching and lesson planning, but you offer yourselves as counselors, confidants, mentors, and friends. And so, as my education has seen many light and dark sides of me, so have my teachers. Teachers who are not just there to provide us the course material, but are pulling, pushing, and sometimes dragging us to discover our own potential and the possibilities our lives hold for us. In my elementary years, teachers would see my enthusiasm to learn, and I would be given extra projects to cultivate my creativity and keep me engaged. In junior high, I was introduced to creative writing, which gave me an outlet that encouraged my love for words. I was given a caring and a trusting and a comfortable environment that allowed me to write about my self-harming, and a way to let out my demons, a way to sort through my battles and my hopes, which later allowed me to understand that it was okay to reach out for help. It gave me the confidence to share with you today, and even if I still find it hard as an artist and a person just to let go sometimes, here I am. So last year, when I was working here through GPRC as an education ambassador, I was hoping that I could provide to others the assurance that I had wanted at my age when I was in high school. I was so full of doubt and thinking that you have to be perfect for everything. And I wanted to share with them my excitement and joy of what my college experience has given me. But anyway, so I bumped into a familiar face, and it was out of context, because it was my high school social studies teacher, but in a different high school. Now, I never liked social studies. I was rushed with a feeling of nostalgia of how he made me feel in his classroom. Because he always made me feel accepted, smart, capable, and okay to laugh and joke, but still pushing me to pass class when I struggled to even make it to the classroom. And here I was given a presentation to a comm class about attending post-secondary education. And I laughed to myself, because who in their right mind would have allowed me to give advice to high school students when I had barely managed to attend it myself? But here's the proof. Proof that I had made it. Proof of my emotional learning, and proof that my teachers made a difference. And I don't remember what he informed me, either my colleagues or the students or in the hall they were speaking to, or what else he said afterwards. Like, oh, that's a jumble. but 3 specific words rang out for me. I taught Danielle. In that moment, my heart soared. I'd like to say he said it with pride at the very least, because out of the hundreds of students that he's taught over the years, I was important enough to be noted and remembered. And it was then that I realized in all that he and other teachers leave a lasting impact on us, so do we as students. So I thrived off more of the personal connections that I made with faculty, teachers, professors. Sorry, more than the lesson plans that you guys do. I know it's a lot of work prepping for classes. But there are many dark days when we feel overwhelmed because life is exhausting. And all it takes is a joke with a coworker, or a shared eye roll with a fellow student, or positive feedback from a professor telling you to go further, go that one step further, or that random hug from a reunited acquaintance in the grocery store. That's all you need to keep going. And every time we embrace and take a moment to engage in those relationships, we get a little brighter. And those dark days, those moods, those moments, they don't seem so ominous anymore. So relationships don't always have to be the complex day after day interactions to be meaningful. I feel that I shared a bond with many of my library patrons over the years when I worked there. And when I think of them now in our little moments, you can see it makes me glow with energy, and it gives me pure joy. And joy is a powerful tool to fighting inner demons. There was one child who I felt needed their Valentine because, and I quote, I needed it more than she did. Or the little girl that gave me a daffodil out of the blue that I wore all day long with a smile on my face. Or when my grade 6 teacher, who had kept my provincial exam stories as a classroom example, came to find me about 10 to 12 years later upon her retirement to give my stories back. And we shared a moment of reflection, of reliving those days and our bond over reading and writing. So it is with great fondness that I cherish being able to have these moments, being able to see my library regulars, but also my teachers with their families, and having a moment to enjoy our connection outside of a professional setting of teacher-student roles, and still be able to share a love of learning. So simple conversations can change the way you engage with the community at large and how you view and how you express yourself. So my art teachers, my professors, and fellow faculty here in the last few years provided a special openness that I needed to be able to open myself up and to be comfortable expressing and learning and growing as an artist, but also as a person. And these moments continue to fill me with light and happiness. And perhaps they'll be remembered in 40 years. Or maybe by then I'll have accumulated 100 more of these moments. But it's important to note just how powerful everyday connection is. So right now I'm exhausted. I've been experiencing a big accumulation of change. Doors that are closing, chapters that are ending, saying goodbye to people while new journeys are unfolding. And it's times like these that even the briefest heartfelt interaction gives me strength to feed from. And it makes me accept the fact that I made it here. I am, in fact, doing okay. That I am on the right path. And it gives me faith. And I have learned that it's okay to borrow someone else's faith in you when your reserves are getting low. And it's those connections that have brought me to stand for you today. I'm scared and excited for the future, but able to stand, knowing that I am not alone in those fears and those excitements. That there are those cheering me on and celebrating with me, because feeling alone can be one of the scariest things. But I've been blessed with many good relations so far, and I know that no matter what life has thrown at me or where it will take me, I will always have those connections, new and old, to carry me through. Some people are lights for our souls, and educators make up a lot of those people. Life is so easily lived in doubt and fear, and these connections brighten us to see the good, the beauty,
and the hope. Thank you.